Ever since Xbox and the Coalition dropped that massive gameplay footage for Gears of War E-Day, the entire community has been losing its mind. But the more we look at the official details, the developer showcases, and the pre-order bonuses, the more we realise the Coalition is completely reinventing the Gears formula. Today, we are stripping away the fluff and focusing on the two biggest game changers revealed in the Gears of War E-Day gameplay footage. First, we're deep diving into the fictional city of Kalona, where we'll break down how this game is taking a massive page out of God of War. And second, we are going to look at the massive clues pointing towards a brand new trend-setting game mode called Exfil. We're talking how that cinematic Raven extraction clip maybe just isn't a campaign set piece, it's possibly a huge direct hint at the high-stakes tactical game mode designed to compete with the biggest extraction shooters on the market. So let's start with the world design. The Coalition made it very clear in their recent developer deep dives that this isn't a globe-trotting adventure. The entire campaign takes place over 3 brutal days in a single massive location, the city of Kalona. Now, the developers have explicitly said, we are not a fully open world game, but pay attention to how they are using and building the city. They're using Unreal Engine 5, constructed Kalona as a continuous fully integrated map in the editor. In the past Gear games, you loaded from one high linear corridor to another, separated by loading screens and fake static skyboxes. In E-Day, everything is physically there. If you look at the sports stadium or the industrial refinery in the far distance, that is a real asset in the world space that you can actually traverse to. This is exactly the design philosophy we saw in God of War Ragnarök. You have your main high cinematic campaign narrative, but the environment is broken up into massive interconnected hubs and open districts. Instead of just walking down a street, E-Day is giving us verticality and choice. The gameplay footage showed off modernized movement mechanics like sprinting, sliding, jumping across rooftops and climbing vehicles. This verticality means that we can approach combat encounters and objectives from multiple directions. Because this is the first day of the invasion, you aren't walking through ruins that have been abandoned for years anymore. You are walking through homes where meals are still half finished and TVs are still flickering. The Coalition has confirmed that civilian AI will adapt in real time early on. You'll encounter terrified crowds running for their lives, but later you might be stumbled upon a localization of a pocket of survivors or stranded gears trying to barricade themselves in an alleyway. This semi-open design means you can actively choose to step off the beaten path, tackle dynamic enemies, side objectives, rescue civilians, or clear optional emergence holes. By making the world semi-open, the Coalition is transforming Kalona into a living, breathing character that collapses in real time right before your eyes. If you do want a deep dive on Kalona, please do go and check out our deep dive on Kalona. Now let's talk about this absolute elephant in the room. If you look at the official pre-order rewards for E-Day, you get early access to the open beta in August. Just remind you, it's in August, but you also unlock 2 very specific cosmetics, the Exfil Dom character skin and the Exfil weapon skin set. Why is the word Exfil being pushed so heavily in the official marketing and the cosmetics of the Gears of War game? So a lot of people looked at that gameplay clip of the King Raven trying to extract the squad and thought, oh, that's just a classic scripted campaign moment, but I have a theory. Now stay with me. That clip combined with the Exfil pre-order gear is a massive hint to me at a brand new standalone PvE PvP game mode called Exfil. Think about the state of multiplayer gaming right now. Extraction style shooters and the tactical co-op games like Helldivers are dominating the market. We know already E-Day is launching with Horde Siege, a 12-player co-op defense mode, but a dedicated Exfil mode would be the perfect way for Xbox to jump into the tactical extraction genre. So you might be thinking to yourself, so where's the proof? Well, the proof is right there. It's right under our noses with Horde Siege. The Coalition recently confirmed that this game is bringing a massive revolution to the PvE with Horde Siege, supporting up to 12 players, divided into 3 separate squads of 4. They are fighting off the Locust Horde across various city-based maps right in the heart of Kalona. Now think about the scale of that. To support 3 distinct squads of 4 players running around simultaneously, you need a much larger map, environments, complex squad-based netcode, and high dynamic spawn systems. This is a massive departure from traditional 5-player Horde on small, self-contained arena-style maps. If the Coalition has already built the infrastructure for 12 players divided into squads in Kalona, they have basically built 90% of a tactical extraction shooter. Imagine how this Exfil mode would play out using those exact systems. You and 3 other squads, all 12 players, drop into a heavy combined quarantine area sector of Kalona's map. The environment is pitch black, illuminated only by flashlights, beams and burning buildings. Your objective is just to survive waves of enemies. You have to navigate the ruins, secure vital cog intelligence, scavenge for high tier weapons and seal active e-holes. With the new traversal mechanics, jumping gaps, sliding from cover and climbing structures, the verticality of Kalona would make navigating these sectors absolutely incredibly tense. But the real threat comes when you call in the King Raven. Just like in cinematic clip we've seen, once that extraction signal goes out, the entire Locust Horde is alerted to your location. You have to lock down the extraction zone, manage your limited ammo and hold the line. If you make it onto the Raven, you extract with your scavenge gear and resources. If you get overrun, you lose everything. Now, Exfil concept bridges the gap perfectly between the massive scale 12-player Horde Siege and a modern high-stakes tactical shooter. It fits the gritty survival tone of E-Day perfectly, in my opinion, and those pre-order Exfil skins are the smoking gun. Built from the ground up in Unreal Engine 5, Gears of War E-Day is looking like the absolute return to form we have been waiting for. By trading linear hallways for the semi-open continuous streets of Kalona and potentially introducing a high-stakes Exfil mode alongside the massive 12-player Horde Siege, the Coalition is positioning this to be the biggest Xbox exclusive in years. And I want to hear your thoughts. How do you feel about Kalona being a continuous semi-open world like God of War Ragnarök? Do you think the exploration will enhance the horror elements? Are you hyped for a massive 12-player Horde Siege mode, or are you hoping for a classic Horde to return? And what about my theory, the Exfil game mode? Do you think it has any sway? Let me know. It is a cool name, I'm not gonna lie. Let me know your theories in the comments below. If you did enjoy this deep dive, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and please do turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our coverage when the open beta drops on August the 6th. Until next time, Gears, stay beautiful.